What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Planet of Doubt podcast where we doubt everything. I'm here with the squad. My name is Chris.
See you, Draft.
See ya.
Man, neat.
And it's your boy John Lewis. Welcome to episode 3 of the podcast. This is our third one, right?
Third podcast, yes.
We're making so much content, it's hard to even
Word.
we're releasing so much content, but I hope you guys are enjoying it out there.
Yes.
Let us know how you've been enjoying the podcast, the segments. Once again, we have been dropping every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. But yeah, man, we're here with the Squizad. How's everybody been doing these tough times?
As good as
Yeah, man, it's crazy because like I think I told you all, like they told me I was going back to work, and then like because of the riots, like I wasn't going back anymore. So it's like going back and forth,
Flip flop.
But I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling.
It's weird though, man, because Sawgrass was open again.
Yeah, they were open, but like apparently, like since the
Your
riots
job?
and everything, yeah. Like they basically said that they're only going to be open for 5 hours, and it's less and less staff. So like even if they do decide to open, it's going to be like 2 or 3 people working there. And that's it.
Yeah, I think everybody who's working in that mall is leaving around 6, latest 6 or 7.
Yeah,
Things are still happening. Protests are still happening. It does seem like it's a little. It's been more peaceful, or, I mean, it depends on who you're watching, where you're getting your sources from, or whatever. But
yeah.
I know in Florida, like around us in Broward, there have been having protests, and they seem to be going pretty well as far as like non-violent acts or whatever. And I hope that we could keep it up. I think by the time this airs, one had already passed on Saturday. I believe Miramar is having one. If you guys are here, well, you guys already would have been.
Yeah.
I was going to invite you guys,
Yeah.
but it already
I hope you
happened.
had a great time.
I hope that it went well. I hope that everything went right as far as like going there to let your voice be heard, and hopefully nothing bad happened. It's weird talking about the future when it hasn't happened. It's such a weird thing.
It is.
But yeah, I mean, we have been getting better news, I guess. Like,
So I think, John, like you said, the protests look like they're kind of calming down a little more. I feel like I've seen less looting in the past couple of days than there were when this first started. Like, I don't see people looting like Target and stuff like that. I mean, what I mostly see now on Twitter and Instagram is just like the police taking advantage of people at the protests. But that's still unacceptable.
well, that's kind of like the thing too, though. I don't want to shy away from saying, a reason why the looting probably has been happening less is because probably the cops who have been starting them, or what is it called? Antifa.
Yeah.
Like they're being caught and exposed, and you know what I'm saying. So like maybe not now that that's being exposed more, that's why they're happening less, because whoever is going out there for that agenda specifically is kind of like are being captured or whatever. So, yes, we should recognize that the protests have been what it seems like to be more peaceful as far as we've seen, but that could also be because of the other side, not the actual protesters.
Yeah, I
and
agree with you.
Also, it could be since the start of it, so much people were like confused and stuff like that. So like that's maybe when they started to get like more angry, and they were expressing themselves with damaging more stuff. Like you can see now, it did kind of calm down, but when it's calming down, you're seeing the side of everybody else,
Right.
with all these videos exposing people and stuff like that. So that's another thing there. But we gotta today's actually George Floyd's memorial, and
Oh, no way.
yeah, and rest in peace to him.
Rest in peace.
And peace to his family. It is so good to know that all the officers involved in that murder are in jail right now, and the first.
Well, I don't know if they're in jail yet, but they've
all been convicted.
Yeah.
But the
Right.
first trial for the one that actually killed George Floyd is this Monday, and
I heard
Unless-
they actually changed the charge, right? Now it's
second degree.
murder.
second degree
Yeah.
murder. Yeah, it was third degree when we aired last week, and now they
Right.
changed it to second degree murder, which is a good thing.
Yeah, it's definitely good to see.
That's actually, if you think about it, this is the fastest case that's been in like any type of police case involving a murder with another individual, even a black man and stuff like that. in with other cases that's taking way more months and stuff like that. This actually took
Right,
2 weeks, but
that's good though.
we're moving way more quicker than I thought we would.
The protests are definitely helping that. I think they did that just to calm people down a little bit more because they want to get this case done and hopefully try to calm people down. But people have a voice and it's definitely working. So
no, yeah, definitely. This is the everybody, even not even in America. It could be in Europe,
Paris,
and Canada, everywhere in the whole world.
That's
bro,
crazy.
It's the first time. I read this thing that said like it's the first time in this country's history that all 50 states have been protesting at the same time. Yeah, and then not only that, but like I heard that because of that, it's the biggest like civil rights protest like in the history of the country, which is crazy, dog. Like,
nah, dude,
it's glad to see. Yeah,
when we see the videos of Paris and Sweden, like other countries, like it feels good to say that we seem to have the majority of the population on the side of just human rights, like you know what I'm saying, like equality, and that's good to see that. You know, because the weird side about this that I'm starting to see that I don't like is that the narrative was about to change to a white versus black thing. Because now once Trump came out talking about like, oh, use your Second Amendment rights, and you started to see a lot of these Trump followers or voters or whatever you like to call them, supporters, like protesting Black Lives Matter protests just because they can, you know what I'm saying? And that's not good. And one thing that I do like that this week, a lot of people of my skin color or white people, we're Spanish, but what I'm trying to say is like, it's good to not be racist, but it's also important to speak against racism. That's one thing that I do appreciate. Like Logan Paul came out and spoke, you know, he's usually just entertaining his audience and not involved in politics. But at 25, he was informed, like, look, it's good to not be racist, but you should also speak against it. And that's what I believe everybody should be practicing or should be informing themselves on, because that is very important. Like staying in silence, it's no good for anybody. So hopefully we continue to make progression. The protests are still going, which is great, until we figure this out, until the country figures this out, until the world figures this out. More change soon come. Praying to God.
I think it'll be a few more weeks of protesting, but I think after that it will simmer down. But I think people are still going to make their voice heard. But
and actually we're seeing the states take charge of their police laws and stuff like that. There's the states that are already demanding that all police cameras to always be on, and if you don't want to turn them on or have them on, then turn in your badge. That's exactly what they said today.
I don't know where I saw. I don't know where I saw this, but I think LA cut their police funding like a lot, like their police fund. I think they took a substantial amount out of that fund. Just I don't know what the
they mostly did that because 2 days ago LA did its own Zoom. I don't know if you ever saw it, but they did a Zoom with all the people in charge of basically running LA, police chief, and the police chief the day before that said something really bad and racist. He basically compared George Floyd's death to the looters, that it's the same thing, and that sparked everybody. So the next day California made its own Zoom channel, and everybody that was in the state of California could just call for 2 minutes straight and just say whatever they want. It was no filter for 8 hours.
They probably filmed the shit out of this man.
That was the craziest thing I've ever seen. For 8 hours, this man had to listen to all the shit that everybody was giving him, and every single one of them said to resign, fire him without pay. You're a racist. Next day, that's when they started saying where they're gonna cut the funding for the police, and they said they're gonna give that funding that they're cutting to people who really need it in the cities, with people without jobs or African Americans that are struggling and stuff like that, trying to help them, and also the school. So anything that will need more funding, they're gonna put that into that. So that's part of the defunding for the police.
Yeah, hopefully, this is gonna be a long fight, because
this is not ending.
There's a lot going on, even just trying to change the system that's been around for fucking ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you talk about corruption and shit like that. Like, it's gonna take a while, but it's worth the fight for sure. But yeah, we just got to keep pushing, got to keep supporting, got to keep informing, got to keep spreading the word, help out how you can, and pray to God that we get somewhere where, racism and all of this will be put behind us.
Yeah, definitely. And make sure y'all all research and do not believe everything you see on the news, because there's so much false information out there from everywhere you could look. Just there's so much information going so much in the same place. You just gotta stick what you know is right, research on it, and if you're trying to vote, voting is starting this month, or right? This month coming up.
It depends for what state, but yeah, I believe it's coming soon.
But that's the biggest change everybody would have to do. Like, I wasn't a big guy on voting and changing laws and stuff like that, but researching and learning all on these things like changed my ways and makes me want to help out with that. So definitely,
oh, yeah, that's where the change definitely comes. Like, the protesting is great, but voting for your local elective, like, that's where we really speed up the process.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? I posted something on my story today that said the New World Order was not prepared for the new woke order. We are awake, like our generation. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's an agenda, I'm sure, but right now, because of the technology, because of social media, we're able to like see more than just whatever the news shows us, which is great, so that we don't just have to rely on one resource of media. So it is good that we have people around the country, around the world, like showing us what's really going down in the streets, what's really going down in their locations, and using that information, we piece the dots together and make our own choice of or perspective on what's going on. So yeah, man, hopefully this continues to progress and still supporting the rights until we get some changes around here.
Definitely.
Yeah, guys, so all of these topics are really hard to touch on, but they must be spoken about, so we're going to try to do our best and move forward. And let's talk about some other things that are going on around here. Manny, I believe you said that we got some NBA news. Like, what's going on with that?
So it was officially announced. The vote of governors vote completely went through, and the NBA is going to come back on July 31st. Yeah, so it's going to be like 22 teams are going to come back. Basically, any team that was in playoff contention. So I think it's like 1 through 9 in the East, and then 1 through like 10 or 11 or something in the West. They're going to have like a final 8 games of the season to fix the seeding, and then they're going to go right into the playoffs after that. It said that the playoffs should run like till like the middle of October. So it'll be a little bit later than we're used to. Yeah, but hey, I'm always about the NBA coming back. I was praying on this, so just the fact that this season isn't thrown away, like I'm excited.
Are they all still staying in Disney? Is all happening in Disney still?
Yes, dog. So they're flying everybody over to Disney, and then they're gonna like house them there. They're gonna train there. They're gonna have all the games there. And what's crazy is that like it's literally again gonna be those last 8 playoff games, those last 8 regular season games, and then all the playoffs are all gonna take place there in Disney. Like that's insane.
What is the playoff format?
It's still the same. I think Asiel spoke about it actually in one of our chats for the fantasy league, but he said that they're all still the same.
What is it? It's the same like the 7-game series or
yeah, it's still gonna be 7-game series, but as far as I know, the top 7 teams are gonna be in the playoffs, and then the 8 teams, the 8th seed and up to anybody that's within like I think 3.5 or 4.5 games of 8th seed, they're gonna do a play-in tournament. So they're gonna play against each other for that 8th spot. I don't know how the tournament's gonna go down, because I haven't researched it too much, but I think that's what they were saying.
So the Miami Heat is going to be in the playoffs?
Oh, no, we're chilling.
Yeah, they're in the playoffs already, They're in the playoffs.
It's going to be interesting because we can't deny that it's going to be the same exact way it was back when it was still active. You know what I'm saying? Like,
bro, they're going to be playing in a stadium with no fans. Like,
that's going to be the weirdest thing about it, man. Like,
they're gonna be like calling out plays, and we're gonna be able to hear it. Like,
and what sucks about this the most is that like teams like the Lakers, who worked hard all season to like get that
And
home court
Knicks.
advantage. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
sure.
That's true.
Now they're not going to be able to have, even though they got the first seed, they can't have home court advantage. And I was
Damn.
reading something where they said like they're looking at like possible perks or whatever for having the better record, and they were thinking about maybe like making the court look like the Lakers Staples Center court. But I'm like, bro, that's a lot of work for
It's like a
something
psychological-
Way too much
yeah,
work.
for something psychological. I don't know. I don't think it'll affect.
That's true though, dog. Like everybody's playing in the same court. Like that kind of sucks. That you fight your whole season for those reasons, and then you.
Bro, the Bucks won 60+ games, dog. Oh, actually, no,
Yeah.
I don't think they hit 60 yet this season. But regardless, they had the best record in the league
Right.
for nothing because they're not going to be able to play at home.
But regardless where you play, you're not gonna have any fans, so there's no home court advantage anyway.
Yeah,
Right,
word. That's really what it is.
And a lot of I've heard a lot of people say like, for some people, not having the fans as a player might be good because then they feel like they're playing like street game, so like they're more in tune or inclined to just kind of like be more aggressive, or like like LeBron is going to go for more than 30 points if you you know what I'm saying, like I don't know, maybe it'll bring something different out of them.
And to touch on that, I saw news earlier today too that said that they're thinking about using NBA 2K in-game sounds as like
Oh, I saw
as
that.
the
dog.
sounds.
What
I don't know
the
how I
heck?
feel about
Is that? But that's for us, for like the
Yeah,
viewers.
for us, not for, I don't think it's for them. I mean, I'd rather hear them
That sounds
talk.
corny, bro.
I'd rather hear them talk shit the
Yeah,
whole
facts.
length of the game. I don't think they'll be okay.
It's
with
not
it.
gonna happen.
Hear all that.
I'd rather they
But
just play a
if I
bunch
had
of
to
music and a
choose-
bunch of shit on the.
I
It's
think
gonna
that,
be
like,
weird.
Megatron.
Yeah, I think that
Jumbotron.
hearing 2K sounds, knowing that it's 2K sounds, would make it so whack because like all the reactions are fake as hell. So it's like I don't know.
I mean, they're still gonna have a commentary though, right?
No,
the
yeah.
commentary,
They'll have
yeah. They definitely should have the commentary, but yeah, man, I don't know.
And
And then
they'll
I
have
saw
music
people,
playing also.
yeah, and then people like one of the things they were saying was like a lot of people were like, oh, it's gonna be in Disney, like maybe we'll run into some of the players like at the parks or whatever.
Right.
And then a report came out today that said like, no, that's definitely not the case. Like the Players Association said like that they're not allowed to go. Like,
No, yeah, that's
to the
just
parks or
risking
whatever. Yeah.
the
for
virus.
Sure. Yeah,
shit.
I understand it completely, but
Right.
there's no chance of for anybody that's thinking about going to run into a basketball player.
Yeah,
Like,
and I saw that who's like the head in charge of the NBA, the bald guy. I forget
Adam
his
Silver.
name.
Adam Silver.
Yeah,
Adam Silver.
I forget his name, but he said that I think we spoke on this. Like, what happens like if one person gets the virus? Like, is that gonna cancel like everybody? But
Nah,
they actually
they play on.
they said
They play
that
on, I believe.
every player is gonna get checked every single day, and if they
Hmm.
found one person like that is with the virus or sick, they'll take him out, but then they'll just continue to play
Yeah,
regularly.
you got to play that season out.
Something that's like really interesting about all this, about the timing of all this, is that Kevin Durant is like, from what I'm hearing, pretty ready to start playing again.
Really?
So
He said he's
now,
not.
yeah,
Pretty
Wait,
ready.
say it
I
again?
just got an
I see-
alert
He
2
said
hours
he's not
ago
gonna play.
that
He said he's not
coming
playing
back.
this year.
he said it
Yeah.
already. He's not gonna
He
play.
said he's not
Yeah, he said
coming
he's not
back
playing
this
this
year.
year.
Because he's
He's
Kevin
either-
Durant.
I'm not gonna say the word.
Because nobody's gonna expect him to take Brooklyn to the finals,
Word. No
so
one's gonna expect
it'll
that.
just be
There's
to
no
play
pressure.
at this point. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
care.
He
Just
said
come
he's
back
gonna
next
rest for
season.
next
There's no
season.
reason to play. Their head coach Kenny Atkinson got fired anyway, so like there's no
How
there's no
about-
like
That's true, actually. Yeah.
there's no
Yeah.
Thompson.
need to really form
Well,
form
if
like
the Warriors
any
are
players or
out.
trust people.
Yeah,
You got next
Warriors
year.
are out?
Yeah, they got no games left.
I think they had
Really?
the worst record in the league. No.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
shit!
One of the- yeah.
Yeah.
They're definitely at the bottom.
The Warriors.
And I got an update here on what the
Very
actual
bad.
thing is. It says that only the number 9 seed, if they're within 4 or less games, they got to beat the number 8 seed twice, head to head.
Oh, so it's real like tournament format, dog.
So,
That's-
like, yeah.
Damn.
So the top 7 on each conference make it, and if number 9 is within 4 games of number 8, those 2 teams play head-to-head games, and whoever wins. But 8 seed only has to win 1 game. 9 seed would have to win both games.
I just want to take a moment to recognize that finally all of our teams are in the playoff. Oh, Chris, my bad, bro. I forgot. Sorry.
What was
my
that?
Bad. Yeah, no,
No, we're in. We'll see you there. Don't worry about that. We're already in. We're the team that doesn't have to play, so
Yes.
we'll just meet you guys there at the finals.
They have the ultimate home court. They can stay home all day.
But for the NBA, you said the playoff season is gonna be like in November. You said or October?
No.
October
I said the
12th.
finals.
Oh, the
are
finals.
gonna be like in the middle of October.
I think October 12th is Game 7. That's the latest it could be.
Oh,
So
Game 7, there you
how
go.
would that work though? If it's let's say the finals happen, whatever, whoever wins, but they have like a time frame when they start again. When would they start again?
Yeah, so I was, this isn't like for sure, but I was like hearing like these like analysts like basically talk about possible return dates for the 2021 season, and they were saying that they might think about starting the season on Christmas Day. Since Christmas is already since Christmas is already a big game anyway, like it would be just kind of a good launching point. But
I think
again,
that's a decent time off.
That'd be a great start to the season.
Yeah,
because those Christmas games are so good.
Word, dog, so far.
I thought that this coronavirus would mess with the playoff format a little bit, but it's good to hear that it didn't. Because did you guys hear about the NHL at all? Their playoff format?
No, not at all.
Every team in the league be in the playoffs, and it's literally it doesn't matter what your record is. Doesn't matter. Every team is in the playoffs, and they do it like a dead ass tournament, like
really
1v1, and whoever makes it.
What?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Why would they do that? Did they have a season?
They had some I think a little bit of a season, but now it's too late. So they just got to throw everyone in there, and they threw everyone in the playoffs. So now when it comes back, it's just gonna be 1v1, and whoever moves on moves on.
That's crazy. Bro. That's like a beer pong game. It's like that.
That's what we needed to happen in the NBA. So the Knicks could have made it.
Oh yeah,
and then we could have made our way.
Maybe that y'all would have won the beer pong tournament.
Speaking of teams on the road.
I see you.
How do you guys feel about road trip etiquette?
I thought you were going to say something else.
What if you're like road trip etiquette? Like, you got the driver, the passenger dude, or the girl, or the people in the back. Who's in charge of what in their position of sitting on a road trip?
So let me, before we even go into this, let me just tell y'all right now. Any road trip I go to, my number one role is taking a nap. Because I'm sorry, like every time I go to Orlando, boat drives, I'm like, all right, yo, I'll see you when we get there. Like, knock out.
I probably drive most of the time, and I can't fall asleep. I don't trust any of my friends driving us there.
Wow, really?
See, neither do I. But the way I look at it is,
it is what it is. What do you mean?
I feel like worst case scenario, like if something does happen, you're either going to be awake or asleep for it. So to me, I might as well get some shut out.
You're well enough.
Funny enough, I'm actually going on a little road trip tomorrow. I'm going up down the shore, which will be like where we're staying is like a 3-hour drive. So like a small little road trip, nothing too.
No, that's a road trip. That's like Orlando for us. Yeah.
So, but my road trip etiquette would be, driver definitely has control of the aux because he's driving.
Yes, sir.
That's 100%.
I don't agree.
Well, you'd never drive.
I think the passenger is the one in control of the music. If you're driving, that's your job.
See, no, I kind of agree with you, Asiel, but I do think that like the driver has ultimate ruling over what gets played. You know what I mean? So like,
okay, but I don't want the driver the one on the phone.
No, yeah.
You're talking about safety.
Yeah, facts.
That's why you said a playlist.
And then the people in the back, gotta have the snacks on deck, and they gotta be like, again, guys, you want chips, like cookies, like whatever it is.
Right.
Out, like.
That's also the role of the passenger.
No. Hold on. All right. I guess we're all different. I didn't think we were gonna be all over the place.
I thought we were all gonna name our etiquette.
Well, because I thought it was like an overall same thing. Like the driver gets to choose the music because he's driving, and whatever it keeps him awake or entertained to make that drive.
I got a story.
The passenger is in charge of the GPS. He's supposed to tell you, make a left here, make a right there. The next stop is here. The next stop is there. And then, like Manny said, everybody in the bag is just like, yo, pass the drink, pass the chips, pass the shit in the trunk that we need to reach. I didn't know we were all over the place with this.
Nah, I agree with you, John. Those rules.
Passengers should definitely get GPS for sure.
Bro, see, if you're hella loose, like when me and P went to Georgia, you would play the NBA Finals on the laptop, and then like as you're driving, just kind of like.
You're well enough.
If you're hella loose like me, you'll set up the hookah in the car while you're driving.
And then he wonders why I have trust issue with my friends. This is good.
Some of them are smoking hookah. Some of them
Right.
are watching basketball.
I'm not gonna lie though. I kind of like having control of the GPS. I don't really trust the passenger with that. I like.
No, yeah, I feel you. No, yeah.
I like holding the phone in my hand. If cops, if you're looking,
Yeah.
cops, you don't have the best.
His name is
Cops, if you're looking.
You don't have the best. You're not having the best times right now. So you'll find me another time. But I like to have my phone in my right and then my left hand steering, and I feel more comfortable like that. I rather see where I'm going than someone else telling me where to go.
Yeah, I feel you.
That to me, like that's everybody should be the position, but like I've been in cars and it might have been with Jose low key. I don't know who it was, but the dude, somebody was like, "Oh, yo, that's your exit." As we passed the fucking sign, like my God, I need to know.
That was me, but
That sounds like Jose.
that was
Focus
me.
on that hookah,
No, stop it. We were taking pictures, okay? And I happened to take
Disney and then we missed all of our fucking.
Oh.
I happened to take the picture sign of that.
He took
You
the
got
picture
best
of the
quality
exit,
view.
fool.
He saw the best
He
quality
took the
view.
picture of the exit.
Oh my God.
It was only 15 minutes to get back, so we're good.
Oh,
15 minutes. You
Oh.
want my 15-minute gas money?
Word, son, boy.
15
this man took a picture of the exit instead of telling us where that we were
Yo,
supposed to go.
memories, man.
He showed you the
Was it
picture.
worth
Look,
it?
see this? That's like.
I want
Oh, yeah.
to bounce back on what John was saying, where like the driver has control of the playlist and what plays on the phone. I got a story about that. So about a year or two ago, I was in Canada with my brother and his girlfriend, and it was hella late, and we were coming back to Jersey. That drive is like an 8-hour drive, back and forth. So Manny takes the first 3 hours. He's like, "Yo, I'm tired. It's like 3 a.m. in the morning." I'm like, "Yo, I got you." And this is where I kind of respect Manny, because if you're a driver and you know you're driving, that's when you take a nap, so you're ready to drive when your time is up, when you're up. So I was ready to drive. I took my nap. We stopped to go get gas, and the drive was another like 6 hours, and I had my phone in my hand just choosing songs, playing songs, repeating albums just to stay awake. I was singing out loud to myself. I was bro, if you would have seen me.
Yo, but what songs were you singing, dog?
Oh, at that time it was like, what was it? It was like Trap Soul, whatever Drake album dropped that summer, because we were at OVO Fest. But a 6-hour drive, when I tell you I did not hit the brake once for 6 hours, bro. My leg was stiff. If I would have cramped up, I wouldn't be here right now.
Yo, I feel you,
cramped
Chris.
up,
Yeah.
boy, because dog, and the only reason I'm here today is because of the music I was playing. I was literally blasting the music that I love. And if you would have seen me,
So
like,
shout out to
driving,
Drake for saving your life, man.
if you would have seen me driving, bro, my eyes were like that, like in the Clockwork Orange. Like I couldn't close them because.
Oh yeah, like I will say this though. Logically, it makes sense for the passenger to control the music because the driver shouldn't be looking for songs.
Yeah.
Unless you have a playlist, like you said. But it's also, I mean, I'm like this. I don't know if you guys are like this too. I'm gonna try to play the music that I will play. Try to diversify so that everybody in the car can fuck with it. I know people that will only play like hip hop and nobody else in the car likes hip hop, or Spanish music and nobody else likes Spanish music. So you should be a little bit mindful if you are controlling the aux. But I think that goes either way. If you're not controlling the aux, you should still be that DJ. You know what I'm saying? Like just play something for everybody.
Thankfully, when I was driving, Manny and Ellie were both asleep, so I could play whatever I wanted. So thank God.
According to the internet, you guys are in the minority. Just want to put that up there.
What you mean?
No way.
Yeah.
Damn.
The driver just focus on driving. They got the hardest job. They got to sit there for hours on end. And then it says the passenger controls the music and the GPS, and then the person in the back neither nap and they distribute the snacks.
Yeah, but sometimes that passenger likes to go to sleep. So.
Oh yeah.
They gotta stay awake.
You already know.
They gotta stay awake with the driver.
Right, that's another rule. The passenger has to entertain the driver or like entertain the conversation.
Unless, I feel maybe like let's say if it was like a situation with Chris and his brother, like you said you fell asleep when he was driving and then you switched, right?
He took the first 3 hours and I took the rest of it, the rest of the 5 hours.
So if it's like that, it's kind of different. If it's only like two people and you need to sleep because you're gonna switch maybe. But
Oh, yeah, I
if
think
it's-
everything depends on the length of the drive too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
of course.
But no, the passenger should definitely keep you awake and keep you talking, just so you know
Right.
not off or anything.
Yeah. One thing
Yeah.
I've done too in car rides is like everybody kind of gets an album. You know what I mean? So like we kind of mix up the music for everybody, and it usually keeps people pretty entertained.
Right. I actually try. I'm a fucking musician, so I always rather listen to music. But I try to let the conversation go as much as I can before I play something, because it makes everybody involved. You feel me? So like, if we're all on the whip and we can conversate for as long as we can, and then once you see everybody starting to get tired, then you play the music, and then it kind of like balances out.
Doug, one thing that we used to do, like back when me, Bo, Danny, and Paige used to always go to Disney, we used to play like stand-ups in the car. So like it would literally just be comedians, and we'd be all cracking up. Like it's a good time.
I was gonna say, like, aside from music, like Chris, like if it was just you and I and you went to sleep, I'll probably throw on a podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like something else to keep me entertained so I don't fall asleep or get used to like certain records or whatever. But how do you feel about the person in your whip who has to pee every fucking hour, every fucking stop?
Piss yourself.
No,
I don't give a fuck. I'm not stopping for you. Hell no.
But see, I feel like we have a good enough group of friends where like most of us wouldn't be like that. You know what I mean?
Bullshit.
I don't know. Oh damn.
Bullshit drinks so much Red Bull in the car. This man gotta stop. Oh my
Ew, dog. Oh my.
And he tries to make up for it driving fast.
No, yeah. When I'm on like road trips or like gotta go somewhere far, I like to get there like either on time or as early as I can. I hate
as early as
doing
possible.
the stops.
You'll never make it on time.
Every time I do those stops, it just adds 30 to an hour. More
That's
time
true,
to
though.
what it is.
Chris said that, like, and we're like, all right, guys, we're gonna be out by 1 p.m. We're not even meeting up till like 2.
Oh,
and then
no, that's that.
And then we all go get food as a crew, and then put gas as a crew, and then we're out by 3:30.
That's why I don't drive with y'all anywhere, dog. That's why I don't drive with y'all. Because like I'm the opposite. I'm like, no, we're leaving at 7. We're leaving at 7, and whenever we get there, whatever, we gotta leave on time.
I'm that guy on an airplane that if I have to pee, I'd rather piss myself than annoy the guy next to me.
Nah, hell no.
And get up
You're
to
crazy.
Pee. I don't
Hell
want to
no.
be that guy. I'm
No,
not.
I feel
What do
you.
you mean? You're on a
He's
plane.
not gonna really
so
piss
annoying.
himself. He's just saying that he'd rather not say
Oh
it.
man, I'm not gonna piss myself. I'm just trying to make fun of the situation.
It's like, are you saying like at a restaurant, if like you don't like the food, you rather just eat it instead of telling the waiter like, oh, can you take this back and let me get a new plate?
It depends. If they completely fucked it up, then yeah. But like if it's like not
But it's gonna come back
exactly
perfect with an ounce of spit on it. You gotta pick your poison.
But I was gonna piggyback on your question, John, and add, what is your road trip snack of choice?
It has to be snacks, dog. I'm loading that bitch up for no stops. I need something sweet, something salty, and
a drink.
Couple of drinks. Yeah.
I've seen some photos of you guys eating hella Chick-fil-A nuggets with hella fries.
We brought a 120-piece nugget platter that one time.
You guys were going to Orlando, but
yeah, we only did that one time.
I
but
was set up
for a 3-hour drive.
Go ahead.
For 3 weeks.
All right, let's make Chris's question a little. Say you have 1 bottle of Gatorade and then 1 bottle of water. What's the one snack you're bringing? So don't even think about drinks. One snack you have to bring. You can only bring 1 snack.
Well, I think I know what you're trying to get to, because I know, like, you and I are different in this sense. I don't know if this is where you're trying to go with it. Like, if you eat something sweet, you're gonna want to drink water, right?
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You could bring any type of. It could be something sweet because you have your water, or it could be something salty because you have your.
But so you have both.
Your Gatorade, yeah. So drinks aside, 1 snack you would bring.
Nah, I mean, what constitutes a snack? You know what I mean? Because like,
bringing chips,
like a specific type of chip. Like what chip would it be? Like
okay, so it would more than likely be like either no, not hot Cheetos, not for a trip like that. God. Don't get me wrong, hot Cheetos all day. It's just not for a trip like that.
Hot fries for the win.
Either like Ruffles, like sour cream and onion, or probably just like Doritos, like regular nacho cheese Doritos.
Yeah, I would say Doritos, basic.
Yeah.
Do you feel like my bad? Go ahead, Chris.
On a road trip, I always grab a bag of chips. A bag of chips is essential.
I know, but he's making you choose. Yeah, that's the problem.
I would choose Doritos nachos.
Doritos sweet chili, the purple bag.
Oh, that's fine.
Those are the best Doritos in my.
But that's what I was gonna say. Like, do you feel how do you say it? Like obligado, like obligated to like spice it up just because you're on a road trip, or do you stick to your basic shit?
No, like you stick to what you like, because you know.
I would go with Manny. I would do like just like sour cream and onion Lay's, but if I'm feeling spicy, I'm going with the chili Dorito. You feel me? Like
you feel like experimenting
because that's not fun. When you're going on a road trip or when you're going on a vacation, you feel like you're going to eat your worst. You might as well fucking cheat on your diet and like.
There's no rules. There's no rules.
Right. There's no rules.
But with that being said, like with everything being said about the chips or whatever, I do have to have something sweet too, though. Like whenever I go on a road trip, like it's always one of each. You know what I mean?
But what
like
is it? What are you bringing though for the sweet?
The sweet, I mean, it depends. Like reliable for me is Reese's peanut butter cups. Like that at any day would be good. Sometimes I go with the. I don't know if you guys have ever had the green pack of M&Ms, the crunchy M&Ms.
The green
crunchy M&Ms.
Yeah, it's M&Ms, but it's a green.
You lost me with M&Ms.
No, they're fire, bro. Believe me. But
I'm a Skittles guy.
Skittles?
Yeah, I love Skittles.
I love
Skittles.
For real?
Yes.
Skittles are only good when people are sharing with you.
I don't share my Skittles.
I've never bought a Skittles and ate the whole thing by myself.
Either
people always. That's the thing with Skittles. People always ask for a little bit.
It's either Skittles or Starburst.
Because you're a monster if you can eat the whole thing.
I can.
Hey, Chris, let me piggyback off that question though, dog. Regular red pack of Skittles or the tropical Skittles?
Tropical.
I think I'm gonna keep it original.
Yeah.
Original.
Unless you're feeling spicy like John, then you.
That's what I'm saying.
I think I'll go original.
If it's spicy, then I might fuck around and get the tropical.
Wait, so what are you?
We get the tropical.
What are you getting us here for your
chips? I don't know. For my chips, I'm torn between the smelly chips. I'm like, well, not even because you guys are eating sour cream and onion. I'm thinking Funyuns.
I knew you were gonna say
Funyuns are fire.
And also the honey barbecue Frito twists.
Yes.
One of those two.
Like
the goats.
Those are fire.
Those are the high school goats.
Yeah, one of those two.
Nah, man. Hot Cheetos is the high school goat. Get the fuck out of here.
I hate hot Cheetos. For the sweets, I think I'm taking. I mean, it's a lot, so I don't know who's gonna be with me. I think it's either gonna be the oatmeal pies.
I co-signed that. Yes. Fire.
Or the strawberry shortcakes.
Strawberry shortcakes. Let's get it.
No, I don't like those.
I don't really want to go with candy. That too much junk.
I do like where you're headed, though. If I have something sweet, I want it to be something like
as close to a real
cakey?
Dessert as possible. Yeah.
Yeah, like cake, like a muffin or like a honey bun. Ish.
Yo, have y'all ever had those?
Honey buns, that's being destroyed. That
word. Have y'all ever had those the Swiss rolls?
Yeah, those are fire too.
Yeah, those are
Swiss
good.
rolls, boy. Too good.
Okay, now let me switch around. I see those questions.
This guy,
switch around. Are you gonna remix?
This is Inception. We are in a question within a question. So now let's not say that you have water or Gatorade. What is your beverage of choice on a road trip? I'm gonna start with an Arnold Palmer, Arizona.
Oh, you and Jose are like boyfriend and girlfriend.
I'm taking.
These are too fucking good.
I'm taking the
Arizona.
Water.
Yes.
Is water allowed? If water's allowed, I'm taking.
Yeah, any drink you want.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm going with water. I'm not.
This is again for me one of those where it like kind of depends on how I'm feeling because usually I would go with water. But there have been times where, John, one time for the Coca-Cola, man, I just got to go with a regular.
It's a road trip, bro. You gotta
sponsor.
go all out.
Look, Coca-Cola, if you guys are watching, we need the sponsorship, please. I promise you, every time I take a sip of Coke, you can put me in a commercial, dog. That shit it looks godly.
This is an ad.
I'm sticking with Coke. I don't drink this anymore, and I haven't drank this over a year plus, but I used to drink Monsters like crazy. So I would have brought a Monster like a
Monster
energy drink.
Yeah.
Like
How about
full throttle.
You used to drink the Nos too, Nos.
Yeah, the Nos is a little bit like a juice.
Drinks, bro.
No, I haven't done them in a while. Like I said, because now they make me want to throw up. I'd rather.
Really?
Yeah, I can't do it. If I smell it,
water.
Yeah, if I smell it, I start to gag, dog. Because I think I drank it so much that my body like now it's like nah, fam.
Bro, that was Hot Pockets for me, man.
Hot Pockets
on the road?
Yes, bro. No, not on the road.
He's gonna put on
I got
the microwave
on the engine.
Down the window.
No. Nah, he's putting that shit in a hot ass trunk, bitch. That shit extra hot back there.
Too funny. Nah, but yeah, like it's just the food that I had like way too many times, and now it's at the point where it's like I can't even look at it, bro. Like yeah.
I feel you. Damn, I wanted to piggyback off of something I see I brought up, but I completely forgot.
This is the podcast.
5 dreams in. If this was Inception, we're about 6 dreams in. We have lost Inception.
I mean, ideally, in the perfect situation, I would like to bring a cooler with ice and then have shit available for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But I know sometimes we'll just like fucking stop by Chick-fil-A and then everybody gets their drink and then they gotta drink that shit for the next 3 hours.
I don't know. It's something about that gas station stop that.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But usually I feel like I've done both. Like I'll do like the pre-meal or whatever, and then like before we head out, stop at a gas station, get snacks.
You got to put gas anyways.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
And you're always more inclined to. You're always trying to make it on time going, but in the way back, you wouldn't mind stopping once or twice to like use the bathroom or get snacks and shit like that.
But speaking on road trips and all that stuff, I saw this video. I think it was I don't know if it was an ad or something, or I saw it on like on TikTok or something. Most likely to survive if there was a zombie apocalypse. And basically, Florida is number 2, like in the survivor list. Cali is number 1. I'm surprised because Cali is huge.
Yeah, I don't understand.
But New York is number 3. But you got New Jersey is the bottom of the list. So like that had me thinking like.
Wait, so you're telling me New Jersey is not gonna survive?
That's
that what you're
compared to like every list and stuff that shows here.
Chris, I'm gonna miss you, dog. I miss you, man. Sucks that
so
gonna happen, bro.
I'm assuming they're saying that because it's probably gonna be tougher for anything that seems more country than city. Because a zombie's not gonna fucking jump a fence like he's running like after somebody. But if you're like in the country, it's like they don't really have to do much but just run after you. But if you're in the city,
I would say that, but Cali's a big city, and
yeah, but Cali's weird because Cali's like all of America.
Yeah,
mixed
it's everything
one.
together,
it's like
basically.
Yeah.
But that got me thinking.
Dog, Florida should be number 1. Like that's crazy to me that Florida's not number 1. Like we deal with so much crazy shit over here. We deal with hurricanes, alligators. We had come on, man. Like there's MMA fighters down here.
Manny, when was the last time you were face to face with an alligator?
Yo,
there's alligators everywhere.
I'm trying to walk across the side. Yo, get out of here.
But that got me thinking of like if that whole shit like fantasy scenario, if we were like in a zombie apocalypse, maybe that will happen next month. You know, everything's happening.
COVID-19. Okay.
But basically, what would you guys like if that was in your situation? Would you guys like have a place to go like already in mind, or you'll stay where you're at and try to like defend that spot?
I mean,
you have to stay where you're at.
Yeah, I don't think you can. Let me go book a flight real quick.
No, not a flight, but like I don't know, like try to.
Because the thing is, like those things you can only plan because everybody's already somewhere.
Yeah,
and then you got to worry about everybody's taking your spot before you, and then fighting those people to get it. It'll be like a whole mess.
But you think your house is the best spot?
It's not that I don't think it's the best. I think it's just you got to make it work.
Word. I think that's really what it is, man. Like you might as well go with what you know than like move to Cali for some reason. Like
I think a better way to go about it is let's make it 4 things. Let's make it 4 things, essential 4 things that you have to have.
Okay.
Like things that you can carry on your body.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, yeah.
I'm bringing a bat.
AK-47.
I go.
All the zombies are about to get all the zombie alligators.
I still got 3 more options.
So I was like Chick-fil-A.
I got 3 options.
Say your options. Say your options, John.
The chicken sandwich, the 6-piece.
We're freestyling here, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, something to start a fire with all the time.
Guns?
What happened?
So you're gonna have to graduate.
Yeah, because not everybody. Yeah, because not everybody has a gun on them right now. Like at your crib right now, like 4 things that you know what I'm saying? Like,
from my crib?
or something that you can come across realistically, like in your surroundings.
Okay.
I just played The Last of Us. This is perfect for me.
All right, go fuck it. If your mind is there already, post-apocalyptic, 4 essential things that you need to have to somewhat survive.
Yeah.
My water container, bandages, just in case you get cut or
you got 2 more things. You went with bandages.
that boy's thinking like a video game.
Are we talking?
He's like, what is in the inventory?
Things that we have, realistic things that we have in our house, correct? Or anything.
It could be. Just make it anything.
Well,
whatever you think is most important.
What the hell do we have in our house?
Yeah, most important. Most important to you in that.
I got a pool stick. You want me to bring a pool stick out and smack the shit
All
out
right,
of
so
it?
my AK-47 is back then.
Yeah.
My
Anything.
AK-47 is back.
I would get
2 more things.
Bring a bow and arrow, a crossbow, because that's silent and will kill the zombies.
That's silent. They'll kill the zombies.
Boy.
Everybody knows
First,
zombies.
you gotta hope that you're good at archery.
This is my 4, sir. Please refrain from adding to my 4.
You got one more. Go ahead.
This man said bandages and and a bow and arrow.
Chris, if you don't
And a gun and a pistol.
Oh, wait, hold up.
In case one of y'all pop up on me and while I'm getting these resources, and then the bow and arrow ain't gonna do it. So.
And a pistol?
Yeah.
I just told you I played The Last of Us. I just went through this whole thing. I'm pretty much a professional at this.
Oh, my God.
Whatever. All right, cool. We'll go with that.
Wow.
Word.
I did my whole 4 right there.
I'm definitely picking AK-47 over like that. I'm sorry.
That's too much noise.
What do you mean?
Yo, put a silencer. What you mean?
Word.
No. He said AK-47, no silencer.
What are they gonna do realistically? Like, dog, if they get close, you're
Yeah.
So AK-47 off rip. Definitely like. I mean, cell phones are still a thing. I'm assuming, right? Like, if it's just
post-apocalyptic.
Why not?
There's no service.
Those cell towers are
post-apocalyptic.
Okay, no, you're right. Fine. Okay.
I'm gonna tweet out,
So,
going out.
But no. But still my cell phone, because I still gotta have music no matter where I'm at.
This
I
man.
have to be able to bump something.
Manny, there's people killing us. Wait, let me play Nas.
Yo, what?
Nas is like,
Manny, there's no electricity.
yeah, this is post-apocalyptic.
No electricity.
Oh my God.
So you can't charge anything.
All right.
You can't charge anything.
There's electricity in The Last of Us.
Yes.
He was laughing at bandages.
We are freestyling this, by the way.
All right. So an AK-47, definitely a backpack for other supply. Nah, that's cheating. Let me not do that.
No, you're
Or
fine.
actually,
You're
a backpack,
Yeah.
so I can hold multiple.
Okay, you're keeping the AK in the backpack?
No, dog. I'm having it on deck at all times, dog. Tool on
But
deck.
the backpack is a hack.
boy.
Because you're going to have stuff in the backpack?
Well, he only has 2 more things to
Exactly. That's
bring.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That backpack
that's
is
up.
useless.
What do you
But
mean?
he can put things that he finds on the
Yeah.
road in the backpack.
Exactly.
backpack is
Supplies,
hella
like if I
smart.
find- yeah.
Cruz is carrying like this with Nick.
That's it, Chris. You're done.
Yeah,
you're 4.
Yeah.
I'm good, bro.
Chris
I
is
got
the first one to
You're
die.
good with your bandages, you're good.
I'll bandage it up and bring it to the
It's
fucking...
a Nelly Hello Kitty on his cheek. He's like, I'm good.
All right. So definitely my phone. My
This
phone,
guy.
an AK-47, a backpack, and for the last thing, dog. Damn.
A
I'm
phone
gonna say
charger.
a horse. I'm gonna say a horse, dog.
A
So I can get
horse.
from place to place. Because there's no electricity, right? I can't get a car.
Well, you can siphon gas.
There could be
gas.
gas.
Yeah, you could.
There could be gas. We're not talking about
so then what?
Teslas. Yeah, you can't drive a Tesla.
He said horse. He said a horse.
Put
It's
the
a
horse in
horse.
the
If I
backpack.
could have a car, I want a car. If I could have a car, I want a car. But that would be it.
What would you like? It's going to last like 12 miles, and then you got to
Right.
go find another car.
All right,
So-
so a horse. What's up?
So I'll go with like a monster truck type of vehicle, something that I can just get through where I need to get through. And them shits are terrible at gas though.
Yeah,
I'm
me and
just-
my horse gonna still be
Look at
running
you.
while you.
all right, well that boy can't go from Florida to New York on a horse.
What do you mean? Why not? We got a rest, but you can do it. What's up?
I'm gonna go with like a big car. I'm gonna go with something to start fires with, whether it be a lighter, a whole bunch of matches, something like that.
An AK-47.
I'm gonna go with a knife, and what would be my 4th thing? It's definitely not gonna be a bow and arrow like Oliver Queen over here.
So you're choosing a
Like the
knife
Green
over
Arrow.
a bow and arrow? A bow and arrow you could attack from far. A knife you got to be
Chris.
up close.
Yeah, but
you had
how many arrows do you have?
I can pick them up after I'm done shooting them.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't just shoot them and then leave it in their heads.
Yeah, if you shoot a zombie hella yards away and then there's one coming right next to you, you're gonna go over there and get it before you.
Zombie and take it.
Fucking Katniss
and get the
bitch.
disease and get the disease on you while you do that.
And I guess because I have to pick something, a whole bunch of canned foods, just so that make it last till
Let's get it.
I can find more foods. I'll go with those 4.
I'm gonna have to go with a machete. I'm gonna take a machete. I'm gonna take a backpack. A backpack so I can get all the shit I find. I need a gun. I need some type of gun.
Like an AK-47?
Yeah, or like a
water gun?
like a bazooka, Uzi, whatever I can find.
Bazooka. This man.
What are you carrying?
What type of military?
Yeah, little ass backpack.
A grenade launcher.
Zombies.
Grenade launchers.
Yeah.
Yo,
Uzi,
we're
what
gonna
the
try to
hell?
blow up hordes of zombies at a time. Oh my god.
I don't know, grenade launcher, a rocket launcher.
A rocket for one
The
zombie.
zombies are
Bring
gonna see
80
that
more.
Uzi and we'll be like, hold on. Maybe not him. We'll move on.
My last
Jose, how
thing,
you go eat? This man got a
I have a
machete,
backpack.
a bazooka,
I have a
and
backpack.
a backpack to eat.
No, I'm gonna find
Eat the
shit.
backpack.
I'm gonna find
Eat
shit.
the backpack.
I'm gonna find shit. All right.
Yeah, I'll find shit on my
Here's
way.
Uzi.
And I don't know, my last one, I'm gonna be hella stressed in the zombie apocalypse, so I'm gonna need my hookah. So I'm sticking with my hookah.
Oh my god.
Kill him.
Man's dead.
The zombies won't even kill him. Fucking his lungs will kill him. You know?
This man got a bazooka, a machete, and a fucking and a,
Man said
a,
the
baz-
hookah.
a baz-
Yeah, I'm gonna be
He's gonna set up
hella.
a hookah right in front. He's
Yeah.
gonna set up a
I
hookah
didn't
on a
think-
car, and he's gonna hope the zombies come around and
I didn't think I was gonna hear a worse answer than bow and arrow, but with no.
I was gonna pick bow and arrow because I do have a bow and arrow in my house, and that is smart to get the arrows and
Yeah,
shit.
but we're assuming that you guys are good at archery.
I am good.
Yeah,
what you
word.
mean?
I've been practicing all my life.
I'm
I've been
good.
practicing since this shit
I have-
popped up.
It's different shooting like the target than shooting like a moving
I
target.
shot a
Right?
little ass target. Okay, so I'm good.
Well,
That
what
was
kind of
moving?
zombies are we dealing with?
It wasn't moving. It was
Because if
still.
it's the
Right,
walking,
well.
if it's the Walking Dead zombies, I can
Yeah.
just go up and punch that shit. Because those things are.
Yeah, but you
whack.
can't punch 100 of them when they're all surrounding you.
Yeah.
And not only that, but again, you get the disease on you, dog.
Yeah,
but they gotta
they have
bite
to
me.
bite you. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they gotta bite me.
But you punch it, it bleeds, and it gets on you. You don't think?
Unless I have a cut open already.
He won't.
So I have
He's
bandages.
Yo,
bandages.
these are corona.
Oh,
Hey, bro, I'm
These
in
are
20
coronavirus
55,
zombies. So we gotta be 6 feet apart. So
All right, we can't give us more time. He gotta spit it out now. He's been thinking about
I'm
it.
stuck with 2 things. First, I'm gonna take the machete.
okay,
I'm gonna take
hookah.
as
Y'all better find a coconut tree on the way.
whatever
Machete.
whatever the biggest container of water that I can bring. I don't know, like the big gallons that people put on for the cups. One of those.
You
Like
better
the big
carry
ones.
That big ass shit.
Not you don't gotta fill the whole thing.
You gotta.
How you gonna
get a
carry that?
rope and you put that around your
Nah,
thing.
I see. That's
Man,
too
this
big.
MacGyver.
That's
Oh
too
my
big to
The
carry.
zombies
halfway.
walk up behind Asiel and get
This
some.
man, they were like, water boy.
If you fill that thing halfway, that's too much.
Yeah, you're not
Why
carrying
you
that.
strap it on your back?
This man has one.
So you rather?
I saw it on my floor. And I'm like,
Okay,
what
you're
the
carrying a hookah and a
How
rocket
convenient
launcher.
is
I don't
it?
want to hear anything from you about heavy.
Yeah, but I got a backpack.
Fucking
I got a
ass
backpack. So good.
I gotta see
Okay,
what
still
else.
on your back.
All right, what are your other two, Azil? Machete, a water container, and 2 more.
This is tough.
Yeah, but you
I
guys are just
guess-
assuming that zombies are coming after you. We got civilians that are looking for resources also.
Yo,
You make
I got my hookah. I'm a socialize, and I'm the nice guy.
hookah. They're gonna smoke
the
your shit
nice
and
guy.
shoot you.
Yeah, word.
I guess a duffel and some type of
A what? Is that a bag? A duffel bag?
a duffel, yeah, and it like a tarp or something inside to put. I can put that inside.
So
if I
those
need
are your
to
4
stay
items?
out,
Well, that's 5 things.
it's 4: water, machete, the duffel, and
tarp.
the tarp inside the
Okay.
duffel.
Fuck
In
with
case
that.
I got to sleep out on the way or something.
All right,
Yeah,
so
I mean, this is-
so
this is
out of
pretty-
everybody here, how are we ranking us surviving?
Jose's dying.
Because I'm dying. What do you mean? I got the bazooka.
With your fucking hookah.
I got the bazooka. I'm good.
Yeah, but you got like 2, like what? Like how many bullets you got in the bazooka?
I got a lot of missiles in my backpack, so I'm good.
Wait, he has a bazooka also?
Yes,
I thought it was crossbow, hookah.
No, I didn't.
A backpack.
I said I would have said crossbow, but I have a bazooka, I have a machete, a backpack, and my hookah.
Your back is gonna
So my survival rate, I would rank myself.
That's ranking himself.
Yes, I'm ranking myself.
What do you mean?
One.
I'm ranking myself.
I got you fifth.
Nah, I'm ranking myself number 3.
Nah, get out of here.
I don't know. You and Chris are battling for who dies first.
You're 4 and 5. You're 4 and 5.
Bro, I'm as prepared as they come. I brought bandages.
No, Chris, you're out.
You're Hello Kitty
Like in the
bandages.
game, Chris.
Like, when
You
you
still gotta
sprayed
see a
it,
doctor, dog. Like it's not.
all right.
I mean, I got the monster truck. I got a lighter. I got a knife.
Yeah, but
I'm either one or two.
I got my
But you
backpack.
said your monster truck is
I
gonna
think-
last you a little bit. It's not gonna last that long.
I think all of us could be ranked number 1 in our own worlds. I think because I think we're all set up for different situations.
I see that.
Like if
Yeah,
John
but that's
was in, like,
perfect though,
Mad
because we
Max
all
world,
hang out. So
Yeah, and then we
You'd be
get in
straight.
John's monster
I would
truck.
not be straight.
We get in
For 12
John's
miles.
monster truck, and we get on a
You
road
get
trip,
out and walk.
and that's our
I'm
whole
set up
road
more
trip
for,
right there,
like-
right there.
I think, like I was saying, John is set up well for a Mad Max world. I think Chris is set up for his Last of Us world. I'm set up for more like a Walking Dead world, where I have to just commute to a place and make no noise.
Jose set up for Washington Heights.
Yeah.
My God. That is perfect.
except for
That's a
Dion.
perfect fucking joke.
For Washington. And the hookah. Oh, yeah, no.
He's gonna run into some hookah.
Right there, la hookah. And then you get murked right there. They got the hookah there.
Hey, Manny, what items you got?
Man, he got a car,
Yeah, right.
Uh-huh.
a phone.
They go phone. I want to see this battery.
and my
Like,
backpack.
Wait, you still
I
have the
think-
phone?
I think Manny's set up for World War Z.
Woo, we're lit.
Wait.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. You gotta
He
be,
got his AK
you gotta be
and
quick,
his whip.
quick with it.
Yeah, it's
Shooting
just
up
like
them
zombies are
zombies.
faster there. You just
Nah, yeah, I think.
then you got
Nobody's ready for a World War Z. We don't want those
I
zombies.
am. What's up?
Yeah, those World War Z, they're gonna turn into a fucking car and then take your shit out the road.
They'll form it.
keep up with my Honda Civic doing 80 on the highway, please.
All right, them boys are running 80 on the track.
Yeah,
Sonic
you got the Usain Bolt zombies.
You must have forgot about World War Z zombies, though. They're not playing
What
games.
zombies are we talking about?
Of all the weapons that we have, I think Manny's weapon is the best against us.
What you mean? Am I rocket
You
rocket
got
launcher?
one rocket.
I don't
and
have
by the
one
time-
rocket.
By the time you reload,
I don't have one.
Yeah,
unless you're
You
like,
gotta reload it, dog. That
When I'm-
takes you 20 minutes.
Yeah, but I'm shooting this from like in
Jose,
the roof
what
of
military
somewhere.
base did you break into where you have
Yes.
infinite amount of
Word.
rockets?
Or
You
a
don't
fucking
have
bazooka.
military training, yeah.
Yeah,
That's not realistic for him to
they
come
sell.
across.
And pack up 10 more bazookas or 10 more.
Yeah, I'll go to the
It's
shop
gonna look up
and
military
get more
The local
bazooka
shop
ammo.
that holds all the
and try to figure
bazookas.
out.
Jose, you don't remember that scene from World War Z where they ran up the stairs?
Yeah. What about it?
You got one rocket.
I don't have one rocket. I have like 10. I have 10 rockets on me.
All right.
Boy.
So, the next time you get out,
We'll be there at
good
your
luck with your
funeral.
hookah.
You're gonna last
Your
a
hookah's
week,
all
a cool week and a half until the
Nah,
shit are done.
I got my machete. I got my machete, so I'm good.
They're gonna kill you, and then they're gonna kill Chris with his Oliver Queen.
Bro, when I'm out there,
Chris
Yo,
gonna shoot one.
imagine looking back and Chris is out here like Hawkeye fool.
I'm out here,
Stop.
Hunger Games.
Kneeling down,
Everything
kneeling down.
You already heard. I'm out here.
You're like, damn, Chris, you lit. Let's go. What
And then when I pull out the blammy, then people are going to start running away. So
the heck is a blammy?
my pistol, I named it blammy.
The
What
Nerf
is
gun. The Nerf gun.
You'll really choose a pistol out of everything?
You chose a hookah. I don't want to hear it.
Word.
Yeah, but my RPG counts for everything.
And then you gotta, and then he, dog, you can't have. Are you gonna have like the things to light up the hookah and the coals and the flavor?
Yo, that's
By the time
my
you set that shit
backpack,
up,
my book bag.
Winslow, a hookah is not a necessary.
No, your
object
book bag
in
can't have
any
anything
zombie
else.
What do you mean? I'm gonna find shit. With that shit,
Okay, you're going to find shisha and a smoke shop? Go ahead.
I know where to go. Okay?
With Buddy giving you the
Oh
shisha.
my
The
God.
shisha.
get the World War Z discount.
While everybody panicking, Wiz was like, "Yo, hold up, hold up, hold up."
Nah, boy, you stay back, boy.
World
War Z, man, they've been talking about making another movie for the longest, and I haven't heard anything.
I actually haven't seen it.
Yo,
you haven't seen
movies,
it?
Dog.
I haven't seen World War Z, no.
Chris, we
you have not
tonight,
seen the
dog.
movie? Really?
Fam.
That's a top tier zombie movie.
Great movie, dog. Like, you talk about a movie that you go into theaters and anybody makes a noise, you're like, yo, shut the fuck up. Like, the zombies are here.
No, yeah, it's that good.
I'm a big Brad Pitt fan also. I've seen parts of it, but I never fully sat down and watched it. So I'm definitely
It's crazy how that movie is like, it's going to be relevant to if any disease gets out of hand.
Yeah,
at all times.
Yeah, because I don't even think they call it zombies in the.
Oh yeah, it was a disease that spread, I believe, in the beginning, and it was just like mutating like stupid. Like, those zombies are no joke.
Did y'all hear what's happening to AMC?
Yes,
they're considering not opening again.
Well, what I read said that they might be going under.
But I heard that a while, like a month ago, and then I heard
this like recently.
That somebody like no, I'm saying like it was announced that they were going to go bankrupt about a month ago, and then I heard that somebody was going to buy them out.
Amazon.
Was it Amazon?
Really? Yeah, Amazon was going to buy AMC.
I guess that didn't work out then, because
I don't know if that went through or not, but I think they were gonna go bankrupt like a month or two ago, but they'll be straight. They'll be good. I mean,
I don't know. They already had that problem with Universal, right? With like was it Universal that they said they're not gonna show their movies?
Their movies. Yeah, they did have that.
Because Universal started releasing their movies on demand, and so AMC didn't like that because they want the money, and right now they're not getting any money. So like them and Universal have like this beef.
If you file for bankruptcy, that doesn't mean that your business is
no, it's not done.
You can restructure and have more investors, and it doesn't mean that you're out.
Yeah, but AMC is also like it's not one of the more popular theaters that people usually tend to go to.
It is popular.
It is my personal favorite.
I think you guys do Cinemark, right? Cinemark is your
Cinemark, Regal.
Yeah, but for us, John, it is considered one of the top tier movies, though.
One time, but I don't know about once like iPick came out. Once everybody did the recliner seats and the couches, AMC did that, but way later than everybody else. It took them a long time to actually get behind that.
I think that's just for us, though. I think that's like in other places. Yeah.
Well, you guys have all been over here, but it's usually AMC, right? ASEA?
Oh yeah.
State or around the state.
But in South Florida, for those watching who's not in South Florida, AMC isn't the most popular. It's usually a Regal or a Cinemark.
I don't lie though, Regal need to tighten up in some locations though, because they have the extra old school boys.
Oh, yeah,
have you been to the Sawgrass one?
Oh no, yeah, that was terrible, dog.
I canceled that one like years ago, dog. The only reason I ever go there is because some of the anime movies debut like they're alone. So that will be the only thing to drag me there. But dog,
it's weird seeing that though, like compared to like all the movie theaters we go to now.
Bro,
going to like that, you feel like it's really like old school like that.
Yeah, but it makes it worse because that Sawgrass, that area was updated and modernized like for the last 3 years, and they left that shit just chilling like that. Like they don't give a fuck.
Ugly as hell, and it's not even like it's something that people don't want to see changed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, ain't nobody begging for that shit to say like that.
Because even the one by my house that it's like 2 minutes away, they changed their rooms and their furniture, but the outside and the outside structure still looks the same, like the old school shit.
That Cinemark announced today that they're allowing people to come in when the movie's open without masks.
Today?
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, today they announced that.
But they're not open today.
To go see, no, not opening today. But when they do open, that they're gonna allow people to go in without masks or anything.
Like they suggest you do wear it, but they're not requiring. A lot of places, like if you don't have a mask, you won't be allowed in.
It's gonna be interesting to see how this pans out, because somebody sent something in a group chat today, like basically saying that we might go back to stage 0 and a lot of businesses are going to close again because the numbers of corona might go up again.
No, yeah, I said that, but if we're talking about the president, he said we're not going back, that we're going to keep going.
No, but I'm saying like somebody sent something that the mayor spoke about it, not how we personally feel. But
I don't know.
I'd like to point out we are like how many months away? We're in June now. November, just a few months away. Daredevil, Marvel gets the rights back to Daredevil in
Yes,
a couple months.
bro. They can use them in
Oh, yeah.
movies, TV shows, whatever.
So hopefully something comes from that.
Hopefully
I just wanted to
Disney
put that
Plus
in there.
picks up that show, man.
But with the
I don't
cast
think-
and with
I
the
don't
I know,
writing.
of course.
Yes,
Everything
with
will have
anything
to be
else,
the
writing.
same.
And it has to still be rated MA. Like it can't be on some PG
No, yeah,
shit.
everything would have to be the same.
And we're talking about the
That show is
the
incredible.
Netflix Daredevil show, right?
Yeah, we're talking about the Netflix Daredevil. That show is incredible. That's
Well,
like
now-
the only
yeah.
one that really stands to like, or like should stay. Like all those other ones, whatever.
Yeah, I could do without the other
Daredevil,
ones like that.
Yeah.
That
That's top tier.
In 6 months' time. 6 months from now.
Well, in 6 months,
That's cool.
we're done with 2020. So hopefully that goes faster.
All right, guys. So that wraps up episode 3 of the P.O.D. Planet of Doubt podcast. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you were entertained for the little amount of time that you guys watched us. Tell us what your road trip etiquette is with your group of family or friends. What snacks are you bringing? What are must-haves in the car? How do you feel about the NBA coming back? Are you guys excited? Should they restructure? Should they have a new structure, or are we okay with the one that they did implement? At the end of the day, it is what it is. They're going to do what they're going to do.
word.
But subscribe to the channel. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Remember, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we're dropping content. And we're speaking about new content. Maybe we'll see if we start implementing new things to the channel. So stay tuned for that. Peace.
Peace out.